Thank you so much, Dr. for the great cases, for the great job you're doing. I'm privileged to read the citation of Professor Polisho Ebu, Afolabi Lesi, F.E.A. Professor Lesi graduated with MBBS in 1994 from the College of Medicine of the University of Lagos. 1984, from the College of Medicine of the University of Lagos and obtained the fellowship of the Faculty of Pediatrics of the West African College of Physicians in 1994. In 1997, he obtained a master's in mother and child health with distinction from the University College London. He has undergone trainings, including systematic review and protocol development, effective healthcare allowance program, corporate infectious disease group, Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, and the train the trainer technique for running corporate training workshops. He has also co-facilitated F.E.A. awareness workshops to the West African College of Engineering, Accra, Ghana, and the West African College of Sciences, Banjul, Gambia, In 2011, he was awarded the fellowship of the prestigious Royal College of Physicians of London, F.E.A. A round of applause for him. He has been the Secretary General of the West African College of Physicians, Chief of the Faculty of Clinical Sciences, and the immediate past provost of the College of Medicine of the University of Lagos. Professor Lesi has over 60 publications in national and foreign peer-reviewed journals, including 5 systematic reviews that have been publicly cited. Professor Lesi is a member of a number of professional associations, including the Nigerian Medical Association, the Pediatric Association, including the Nigerian Medical Association of Nigeria, the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria. He is also an international member of the American Academy of Pediatrics and International Society for Autism Research. He is a foundation fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Medicine and the Nigerian Academy of Medicine Specialties. With a round of applause. Can we welcome Thank you very much.
Morning, pleasure to be here. And it's a pleasure to see the participants we have, both physically and online, because it is a coming together of diverse people, old, young, diverse specialty, diverse skill, and that's exactly what research is all about. The coming together of people with diverse skills and strength to address a common research problem. And the more cross-cutting the team is, the better for finding the solution. Because people will bring that their various backgrounds into solving a common problem. And that's exactly what health is all about. Before I go into my lecture, let me ask two questions. Because sometimes we need to contextualize the market review. First question is, and again, those who are online, people in the chat, how many of us have heard of or have done a systematic review? Heard of first. Okay? A few. Right, okay. half. Online, okay, so I see some people have raised their hands up online. Excellent. Okay. Second question I have. The last time you took a decision about your health, can you remember what the basis for that decision was? And I'll give you some more questions. What the neighbor said, what the mother-in-law said, what you read in the newspaper, what you saw on the internet, what the doctor told you, or what you read in a journal. Just one or two responses. If you don't raise your hand, I will pick the people who have the brightest dress. One line can help you. And randomly, unfortunately, I'm not correct, so I can't randomly select someone on that. And see, last time you had a decision to make about your health. Where do you get information from? What do you think? And that's because you are educated person. But most people, even the educated people, often rely on what they heard someone say. All right, what they heard someone say, and making a decision on what someone said, or what you read. Oh, the one that is very popular, Dr. Fu. Yes. Right? Well done. So, talk, and the brief talk is an introduction to how we ought to make decisions about health, decision making on health. And that is and I'm glad that some of you have heard and some of you have not, which generally lecture will help everybody, even those who have heard. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So the objectives at the end of this is very short that the expected that participants will define what the schematic review is and note the differences from the traditional review. This again applies to people who are writers. We always have digital review, traditional review, you're familiar with that. So there are differences. We're going to apply the schematic review process. And then we'll try and describe how the knowledge can be applied into appraising evidence for healthcare decision making. Now, if you have comments, for those who are online, if you have a comment on the chat, can you put in the chat for long? And sometimes I'll ask the administrator to let me have an idea of what he said online. So there are any clarifications I need to make, I can make them as I go along. So, what is definitely? So, what is the schematic review? So, it's a book of research that provides a summary of medical reports on a very specific clinical question, using, and these are very important components, explicit methods to search, critically applied, and synthesized grammatically. All right, so there is a specific question or a specific problem. They have described how they got where they looked for this medical reports to answer that question. They have appraised all the medical reports. They have synthesized it together and they come up with an email. So it's also a review. It's a process of integrating empirical data for producing evidence that is it's a form of observational research, and it's internationalizing what we previously didn't have. Now, if you look at that, Follow me with that pyramid. So you can see at the bottom, again, unfortunately, I don't have, so if you have a pointer, let's go to the bottom of the, no. I don't want to be that smaller. I'm going to the bottom, all right? Okay, so the bottom of that is the expert opinion. Is the expert opinion. And this is where the opinion of Professor Lesi said, it actually includes of decision making. Because my opinion is based on what I learned or what I practice individually. It's not at all. And it not reflects the consent of best practice. So background information and expert opinion is the very bottom as the least in terms of evidence in the person. Next comes things like case reports. Next comes things like report studies. Then we have randomized control trial. Very good. But but between case reports and randomized control trial is what we call unfiltered information. Right? It's just information that has come from individual reports, not filtered. By the time I get into we're now entering the realm of filtered information, where you have critically appraised it, and you're not using it to inform decision making. And of course, the very peak of that is better value. So we can see that opinion, what guide opinion starts from the very basics of a pyramid or a triangle, expert opinion, and as we go higher, the strength of that opinion becomes stronger. So there's a meta-analysis. And by the time you have done a meta-analysis, and you find a significant difference or an opinion, then you can almost go to there and say, this represents the current level of knowledge. Don't forget, knowledge changes. What was true years ago may not be true today. The treatment that worked with drug for hypertension that worked 10 years ago may not be the same drug for the same hypertension. Yes, I will certainly not be the same drug that may work in 10 years' time because knowledge is very dynamic. And that's another thing about systematic reviews. Just because the systematic review, our opinion is now doesn't mean it to be true. So we have to keep updating, and we'll come to that later. All right. So next slide. Thank you. So what is the difference between systematic reviews and traditional reviews? And I said some of us are familiar with this terminology of a traditional review. And you will see that in some journals will call it review article. Traditional review or narrative reviews can be useful when conducted properly. All right. However, there is evidence that they are usually of poor quality. They use informal and subjective methods to collect and interpret studies, attempt to be selective, and to report that reinforce pre-complete ideas and promote their own views on the topic. Let me just break that down. If I'm doing a research, I'm testing a new drug for my PhD, it's very important to me. I'm here to present this information in front of me that, of course, they know what my hypothesis. I will look for those things that favor my points of what I'm trying to prove. It's super. I think, well, if you want to get a very balanced opinion, I'm very critical of that your PhD work or your master's work has reflected both sides of it. It's not the whole point of literature review. You show both sides what the current knowledge is, and then arriving at where you want us to go. That's how it should work. But then the traditional reviews tend to favor your own opinion. They are very rarely explicit how they selected, assessed, and analyzed the primary studies. And therefore, they don't allow the reader to assess potential bias. All right, so when I see at the end of a review an opinion, I really am not sure how strong or how critical, how legal that process she went through to get to that point. So I will take it as part of background knowledge. That's about it. But I will not use it to base a decision on whether I should use a treatment or not. Next slide. So I like visuals. The difference between traditional review and systematic review is like the I'm thinking to people across Africa. So we have this card for January. So I don't want to call any names. And you can see a state of the art car. That's exactly what the systematic is. It's a state of the art car. All right, touch button and everything. You can even start to talk your biometrics, that type of things. Well, you know what the state of the art last week is. Don't know the state of that next year. That's not the job. Is that obvious? Next slide, please. So, what do we do? Is explicit. The objectives are clear. The material and methods are clear. The very systematic in the way you identify the literature you want to use. It is very transparent regarding decisions and criteria. I'll explain a bit more when we talk about the breakdown of this review. It's reproducible, like we said. It's like the technique and the method you use your methodology. The whole point of writing it is that if somebody else wanted to do the same study, the same method you use, you should arrive at the same result, really, unless you're using a different population, which is often the justification of why we do this. Just because they have been done in wise people doesn't mean it will work in black people. That's one job. So, but if you use the same population, same method, it will research to arrive at the same results. Okay? And it's unbiased. It's unbiased. Next one. So, is a review. An advisory group. Some people may have just systematic review before. People can say, okay, I doing it right, and all that. Library and in Liberia. Now, when I use the word library, I'm using it in the generic sense because nowadays libraries are no longer 50 pounds. I do agree with you. Yes. I mean, I really don't have this person because library to find it. Really. I can go online, go to the resources, and look at what they have. And if I really physically need to find a book and I really want to update it, I will do it. But now they don't necessarily. You need to print it and photocopy because you would have to take the information away and what you have to put in your house. You have to download. That's very good. You have to download stuff so you can look at it again and again. So some of us are still very analog. And we have to have paper. I've got the huge print. Well, some of us are very digital, we can look at it. We need a review other authors, and I really am so enthused with what I have heard about author age. That these are people who are going to support your research. Now, let me use the word review group. So, research, so the way I'm very familiar with the concrete collaboration, I'll talk about it later. So, it can be broken down into groups. So, the malaria group It's different from the orthopedic group. It's different from the back group. It's different from the, so there's some people who just are looking at drugs, all right? And some people are just looking at rehabilitation. So you can identify the appropriate group for your question and register with them, because they will form that can help you and also you and navigate you through the process of review the systematic review you want to do. One thing that we need nowadays is internet connectivity. Internet connectivity. We need internet. You cannot be talking about doing research in this digital era without Wi-Fi internet. Right? Of course, each month the timeline of the review, and one of the things that are very critical for a review funding. It is expensive. Sometimes the funding will be access to some journals, because some journals charge download an article you want to just look at again and again and again. So even to look, some journals charge, and that has a cost. All right, so funding is very important. It should not be ignored. All right, unless you find that the access to free anything very limited. And some of the cutting edge not on those free, right? As they say, nothing is free when in Freetown. I've been to Freetown, nothing is free. Next slide. Next slide. Next one. Great. Okay. So what are the steps to a review? First of all, let's find the question. What is the question you want to answer? What's the research question you want this to respond to? That's the first thing. What is the question? You will know the team for example. Let me give you an example. If I wanted to do a question, if I wanted something on maternal complications of pregnancy, say, still, I want to find out about maternal, right? Probably in that team, I would need an occupational report. I would need and economy, we help the economy because sometimes the decision of using drug A, drug B, purely economic. So if I were a decision maker on wanting to stock drug A over drug B, okay, I'm in charge of pharmacy of who's in charge of who buys drugs in pharmacies. But you have to guide the drug company. I say, look, CMD drug is as effective as this drug. Which one is telling you to choose that? What effective one? But if you tell me that look, the cheaper one is not effective, and it makes sense. So isn't that decision? Nobody will need to show people that indeed the benefits and the economic benefits of choosing drug A. So maybe they have that one. They're going to that what you are determines you are assembled. And it's not, I'm assembling my friend. I will call Dr. Jonah, my friend. I'll call Dr. William, my friend. Call Dr. Florence, my friend. You have nothing to contribute apart from being my friend. That will not go anywhere. Then you have to register the protocol. The protocol must be registered. Now, there are platforms that register protocols and reviews. All right, and it's important that you know which platform they are registered. Their number, and most of them are. We are almost certain that the African community has a platform where their protocols are reviews. Dr. Florence, correct me if I'm wrong. There will be a platform where reviews and protocols are registered. Yeah, I will talk about one or two. Then, after you register the protocol, you then do the review, then you publish. Because there's no point doing the review that's not going to be published. No point. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. So what I've just done, we just summarize. This is not a hands-on workshop. If it's a hands-on workshop, it's like 2 days. Do this, don't take longer. Okay. Formulate question. Comprehensively search for potential relevant studies. Identify studies that test for inclusion and justify all excluded studies, because you must talk about the excluded and review. Then you assess individual studies for methodological quality and risk of bias, analyze them in meta-analysis is appropriate. Not everything is you do meta-analysis for, by the way, not everything. And then prepare critical summaries, taking names, driving and reporting the results. We'll talk about that now. So, next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. People want to speak. A good review is based on a clearly defined, answerable question. And more relevant questions are often those raised by people themselves. All students, for a word round, consider problems of dilemmas. It will be questions raised by your CMD, questions raised by the Ministry of Health, questions raised by your pharmacy department, director of pharmacy, wanting to justify why we should continue to stock a particular drug, or why we stop stocking that drug. Okay? And the question will guide your inclusion criteria for studies yourself strategy and data to be extracted. And there's an acronym at the bottom there called and brackets here. So we'll talk about what that's in now. Next slide, please. So my very first systematic review I did was your high first dose review mortality among people with severe malaria. And so this would be before, right? So you can see that even this review is outdated. But I'm going to use that the example here. At that time, we're using, there was a choice of chloroquine was the go-to drug for malaria. And intravenous chloroquine was used for malaria. What we did was that fell out of favor. All right. But then we came back because we now found because of chloroquine resistance that we go back to what was the Bible. Makes sense. So the question was, if we give a loading dose, with a loading dose, so we can either give and this again pharmacologists to explain it better. Do we give a loading dose or do we don't give a loading dose? All right, this is a clinical question, clinical question. We didn't change mortality and all that. So the question, so that was the question. high first dose screening since you get malaria. So, population. So, I'm going to use that to now explain the people thing. So, who is popularity because that population and the people you want to look at? And for this question, for people with severe malaria, adults and children, anybody with severe malaria, and we knew what severe malaria was, have the definition of what severe malaria. It's different from ordinary, uncomplicated malaria. The I stands for intervention. What intervention are you interested in looking at? So the intervention here is loading dose or high first dose of quinine. Okay. And the comparator. So what are you comparing that intervention group with? Those who do not have loading dose. Okay. Am I speaking against the if at any point in time too far, in the office online, there's a comment on that. And there's a hand raise. Okay. So what I would suggest is you put the question in the chat and you can take it from there. So that's like the question about that. Because I noticed that you have over 170 people online. So if I stop for every hand raised, I may not finish the lecture, and then the conference will be observed. And then what outcomes you're interested in? So we all stand for outcomes. What outcomes are you interested in? What does malaria, what does severe malaria mean? You can hear. So we're looking at mortality as an outcome measure. So then, okay, what are the secondary outcomes that we might be interested in? And this is where people like pharmacologists and biologists will be interested. Fever clearance time. How long does it take to clear fever? Maybe if it's really those, fever will clear faster. Or parasite clearance time. If it clears the malaria parasites faster, better. Coma recovery time and that's events. So those are things that people who are dealing with pharmacologists, pharmacists will be interested in, and clinicians will be interested in. So the two stands for timing. Timing. Remember how I started this like I said this review. So if I had done this review and not published it at the time it was needed, waste of time. So it must be timely. If you are doing a review on something that's a now thing, then it has to be done and published now. When the people are suffering from the now thing, we need it. The classic example is COVID. I done some great work about COVID, and I waited on that COVID is going to publish it. Unfortunately, useless for yourself, useless for the patient who have COVID, useless for the policy maker who needs to take a decision on whether to buy vaccines or not, useless for the hospital who need to know what drug work now. So timing is very, very important. Okay? And then the S stands for this kind of study design. So what study design will best answer your question? Okay. Has the person put it in the chat? Something like that.
Doesn't really need you. They are asking, is SRM only applied to clinical research? The other one, is it only meant for medical research?
So that's a question not for me, it's for Dr. Lawrence and yourself and we will answer that at the end. Thank you. Next slide, please. So I remember I said study design. So it's not everything that we randomized from that. Not everything. So if my question was a diagnostic or a screening question, then a cross-sectional study might suffice. If it was about causation or serology causation, what causes what? Is there cohort of risk control study might suffice. If it's therapy or prevention or rehabilitation, then the gold standard for answering that kind of question, the randomized trial. And if it's a question of prognosis, then probably a cohort study. Prognosis means what will happen at the end. In other words, we have to follow that patient up over time to be able to answer that question. So a randomized control trial cannot address a prognosis question. Classic prognosis question: breast cancer, how long? Breast cancer, outcome. Won't get randomized control trial. It's a question has followed up breast cancer for X number of years, and what is the outcome? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it depends on the question we are asking, and that will determine the kind of study design that can answer that question. Next slide. When you have a question, you have to then develop a robust search strategy. So when you look for these papers, so there are some recognized things like PubMed, Medline, Embase, Corporate Library, Psych-Info. They are all kinds, depending on your background, what are you looking for. They are great literature. So trial registries, white papers, government documents. You can look for private references. You know, studying themselves. You may find some references in cited that will lead you to go and look for the candidates. So, search. You know, like our paper, not all our journals are on index medicals. Some of them are not cited, they're not indexed. So you need to go and literally look for your local journals that are not on the index medical or PubMed. Because there could be information there. Conference will be can be a short. All right. And then you select all the video that agreement protocol. Look for the full text. Next slide, please. Using my study, so you can see that having the question will guide the selection criteria, will guide my search strategy. So when I'm looking for articles, so if you go to the bottom, right, the bottom, you see the search strategy. I'm going to be looking for articles that use the word loading dose or hyper dose. Of course, we need out step to complete search strategy. Malaria and randomized control trial. Okay, so those are the things. And of course, we know that some people use string control trial, some people use double-blind study. So you have to put all this in your search strategy so you can have as many articles that use different variations of what you're looking for. Next slide. Right, great. So, team development. This is your team development. Somebody has to be the initiating of somebody, it's not everybody. You need to have subject matter experts for the question of that. I've already talked about that. You need to, how are you going to discuss potential topics of bias? Let me give you an example. So, this is the first one I did my first working with you. There were 3 of us who did this. And what happened was that I would do an appraisal and write my results. The second author will do the same appraisal on the same paper. And if we agree, no problem. If we disagree, we have to discuss why we disagree. And then to the third person who was a very senior person. I was a lecturer when I first. The senior person, the third person was a professor. And he would look at it done for he was one of the people that started the magic reviews brought to at that time. So we started to him and he would restore. So you have to discover it. And that's how you build knowledge and mentor people in the team. If you have a master's student, PhD student, a lecturer, and a professor on your team, just use that as an example. You let the two junior people activities. So they can build how to appraise. Then senior person will then say, oh yes, okay, you are right, wrong, yes, let's participate. And that's how you build and develop it. Even at the end of the process, the authors are not better for the experience. There's something that's gone wrong. You have not went well, especially if the senior person on the team. Determining timeline for the review, like I said, a review has to be determined. Determine the source of funding for the review, publish the protocol. Now, there are a few things. So there's this Prospero. I just did that as an example. International Prospective Register of Thematic Reviews. It's based in York, University of York. But there's Cochrane, like I told you, I'm familiar with Cochrane. There are others, all right? So you need to register your protocol. Two things. If you register your protocol, that process will tell you somebody else is doing that. Serious. And not tell you stop. Just stop. Somebody else has already registered that what you are going to do. Either you change or tweak the question so they are asking a different question that is similar to the question being asked, or you don't abandon the competence of the other. And that's the advantage of registering your title. And this are access. So if I register my title somewhere, everybody else sees that somebody has done it. That's the beauty of some of these platforms, that these platforms are open together. So people know. Okay. Next slide. All right, so team roles and issues. Initiator and corresponding author, all the members of the team will have some form of expertise. Something. Who applies such strategy? Who determines the eligibility for inclusion? Extract one person, two cross checks, another testing, clarification of ambiguity. All of you, the most senior person will chair that session. Who is mentoring who? They are called in teams. All right? And everybody must have a very defined role. If I'm on the team with all 4 of us on the front row here, everybody must have a very defined role. He will check, he will cross-check, he will, everybody has a role to play. Irrespective of what content lecture you are in, even if you become pharmacologists and people matter. Science is science. How to study and appraise it is not a function of your expertise, it's a function of science. Okay? Next slide, please. So, risk of bias assessment is very important. It's actually, so when I'm looking at the quality of the studies you are including, this risk of bias assessment, very, very important. How were the patients or the participants in the study, how were they selected? Was allocation concealed? How was the sequence generated? Was there blinding? Another threats to validity? Was there outcome blinding of outcomes? What about incomplete data? How do they handle incomplete data? Reporting bias. There's some issue about that. For instance, I'm English speaking. And my tendency is to publish in English speaking journal. Right? But maybe the question has applicability to across to Francophone. Right? Now we're talking Africa now. There's Portuguese, there's Lusophone, and Francophone. So when you are publishing, it doesn't matter who is going to be interested is short term. All right. Even the research is literally including. Have I researched? Have I looked for this information in French speaking medical journal, because there might be a randomized control trial has been published. Because we're only looking at anglophone. When you are reporting your systematic review, you must be very comprehensive that I have searched everywhere. And it must be clearly stated. You must clearly state where you search, the effort you made. Now, there's not manufacture what doesn't exist. But we need to see, because what I'm using that your systematic review to determine, make a decision. See that you have been very, very. But if you say it's better than B, go to bed, say it's so, say it, I don't need to work. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Great. So, what is the meta-analysis? We were talking about systematic review, now we're calling this meta-analysis. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines it as a quantitative statistical analysis of several separate but similar experiments or studies in order to test the pooled data for statistical significance. Okay, so when you now apply statistics to the work you have done in the systematic review, becomes a meta-analysis. So not every systematic review has a meta-analysis. But I see the meta-analysis, we have already done this. You cannot take a meta-analysis in isolation. You can't do meta-analysis without having done systematic review. All right. So there are a lot of software that I can use for you. The one that I am familiar with is Redman, which has reports the full data as either relative risk or binary data or weighted mean difference or continuum data. For skewed data, you can actually present them in tables inside the systematic. And of course, we have to do some analysis to investigate heterogeneity. I'll explain what that means. Yeah. Then, next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, result generation and reporting. So, it has to be concise and direct. It has to be concise and direct. You have to use tables. Don't forget that the person reading your systematic review may not be medical. So, the very first aspect of the systematic review is what they call a plain language summary. A summary that an educated or non-scientific person can understand. So if a consumer pick up your systematic review, okay, let me give an example. I want to decide which anti-glycemic, which drug for glucose control should I use for diabetes. I'm a patient, I'm not a doctor. So that by the time I'm going to my doctor, and by the way, those of the doctors in the audience, patients' preferences now considered a very important decision. It's not about what you know or what you want to do. Same thing goes with pharmacists. The patients are now walking into pharmacy shops, wanting information. Of course, the clinical pharmacist will ask some questions. And if you say, "Did you this medicine?" Don't just use this medicine. You are doing the wrong thing. What works for you? What has worked for you? So that if there's something I can prescribe that is better, or you are, what works for you? Not what you have on your shelf that you want to sell. I want to know how someone to confess now. So you have to have a plain language summary. You have to have fixed and random effect sizes, identifying and quantifying heterogeneity, meta-analysis reporting is available, assessment of prediction bias. All that is what goes into reporting the systematic review. Next slide, please. So next slide. This Next slide. Thank you. All right, great. So the summary of your result will be presented like this: a forest plot. Unfortunately, we don't have a pointer and are not connected. I need to. Okay, so let me just explain it. So just go with me, right? So you have this figure, and the first column are the studies. So you see a number of different studies. By the way, this figure, the study was the effect probiotics on the risk of antibiotic-associated diarrhea. Okay, probiotics, all the F.E.A, and all this. So a number of studies have been done. Okay, so the vertical line, so those boxes and the line represent the mean and the standard and the confidence interval of each study. Okay, are we together? The box. The bigger the box, the bigger the mean. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know, but something on pretty proud of the point. Thank you. Well, thank you. So, yes, use that the point out the mouse. So, each of those boxes represents your studies. The bigger the box, the bigger the stuff. So, you can have a box that has thousands of patients, a big box. A study that has 10 patients, very small box. That's the way you can reflect that. Then the confidence is about the what we call now just under the odds ratio. It's called the line of no effect. The line of no effect. The one going up and down. Now, the way this works is that each study has confidence intervals. And one side on the left side favors the treatment, in this case, probiotics. The right side is the control group, either no probiotics. So a group of patients who had diarrhea, some had probiotics, others had probiotics. All right. And so the studies, and you have seen the references. So the first study, you can see the one on top. The confidence interval did not reach the line of no effects, which means it was significantly in favor of the use of probiotics. The next study touched the confidence interval as the whisker, the line, touching and crossing the line of no together. Great. Don't online, please. If we're together, don't let me indicate with the thumbs up so I know that we are together. That one touching the line, which meant in that particular study, they did not find any beneficial effect of the use of probiotics on antibiotic-associated diarrhea. Okay? And it goes all the way down like that. Some studies were cross the line, no effect. Now, the important thing about the systematic review is the diamond at the bottom. Are we together? The diamond at the bottom. Have you seen the diamond at the bottom? Good. Thank you. That diamond at the bottom represents this full data. All the data now have been put into one meta analysis. And it shows, and you can see the diamond does not reach the line of no effects. It tells us that the use of probiotics indeed can be beneficial in reducing antibiotic-treated. So you can see if you had made the decision on one or two studies, you may have been wrong. Especially from study 2, 3, all the ones that cross the line of no effect, you have been wrong. But notice those are very studies. And that's why we see that effect. The larger studies that indeed probiotics are beneficial in reducing antibiotic associated diarrhea. So that is how you present your data, and that's called a forest plot. Now we talked about heterogeneity. Heterogeneity talks about how studies are different from each other. Now, for instance, so you can see most of the studies, all the studies except one were on the left side. Except one, and that's the third study was on the right side. So you can see that there is a degree of heterogeneity, that's similarity. Studies are basically on the same side of the line of effect. All right. And there's a p-value and all that. Next slide, please. Yes. Quick question. Can systematic review be considered as original research? What do you think? Yeah, how about PGS there? Okay, yes. And the reason is that sometimes the summation of that diamond can be different from the individual. So, like I said, apart from the first one, the fourth one, and the fifth one, all the last ones said that there was no difference. So you can see that indeed, if you have been in those, the ones that showed different ones were fewer, but they were different studies. All right, and so indeed you can have a different opinion from summative data. So, but the process was very rigorous. And I know the process here of where we got here. Application, everything, the way we all of that. Next slide. The next slide. Next slide. Okay, so we're not rounding up now. So, who might be interested in decision making? Who do you think might be interested in your systematic review? We said it already. Let's summarize. The patient might want to understand treatment options. They will be interested in a systematic review. The clinician may be interested in developing guidelines. Will be interested in a systematic review. Patient better, using current best practice. Or if pharmacist is in a pharmacy shop, I want to know indeed for the patient who has diabetes, who is an adult who may be overweight, what should we use? It could be a pharmacist in hospital for determining drug policy in the facility and what drugs to stock. It could be the policy maker. Who might be interested in buying drugs? Should I invest Nigeria's money or Rwanda's money in buying this particular drug? That decision can only be based on systematic review and F.E.A. You cannot say because my brother is an importer of something, therefore that's what I'm going to stop from Nigeria. No, it has to be what drug is cost effective, what drug works. Nowadays, and I'm glad some of you are going to be interested in doing research. Research funders now almost insist that you have looked for a systematic review to back up your grant application. Now, if they establish evidence that the drug you're interested in testing works, why should I come to research? I already got the evidence. Except I argue Oh, this evidence collected in adults. I'm actually interested in doing this research. Evidence for the dog. A reason for what has not been done. And you have shown that actually it works in adults. Assumption is that I think they want children, so I don't have any fund my research to find that. Now, for if the evidence show that it doesn't work in adults, much more. You have to make evidence of that they want. But it starts with showing that you have looked for semantic review to support your application. If we have the information is not available, there's no semantic review, or it's inconclusive. My study is going to be bigger. I want to have a bigger sample size to answer the question categorically and conclusively. Please fund my research. Under a safe, you must present a search system so that can support the informed. Next slide. So we're going to end up with this COVID very topical. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a question. You don't have to answer if you feel you feel like it's great. How many of you do COVID fast? COVID is so popular that there was a question that one should COVID vaccine be given to pregnant women because they're well, because of stay at home, the number of children born after stay at home. And the total evidence. So if you have pregnant people in the COVID era, the question came up, should we vaccinate them? And if we're going to vaccinate them, what are we going to give them? Because, of course, as we know, there are all kinds of vaccines. I won't call their names, they are all kinds. So these people, Prasad et al., published a systematic review in Nature Communication in 2022 this year. And let's now look at that. Let's critique it now. Whether it's a people compliance. Is the population in the type of clearly defined? What do you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Very clear. Pregnancy. And only one kind of person can be pregnant. A woman. Pregnant woman. Okay, great. Is the intervention clear?
Yes.
What was intervention? Vaccination. So the comparator group will be pregnant women who did not get vaccination. Yeah. Makes sense? By the way, this is also yes.
Which kind of vaccination are we
I'm going to thank you. The question would have been, is the mRNA vaccine better than the other vaccine? It could be. It's still going to be two groups. One with one kind of vaccine, one another with another kind of vaccine. What could be more important, more vaccination or vaccination? That's the first question. Vaccination or vaccination. It's when you know vaccination is effective, you can then argue which vaccine. That would be very much. But the outcomes you are interested in, you are very clear. Perinatal outcomes. Now, for those of you who are not pediatricians, so perinatal outcomes refers to the first week of life. So, well, pregnancy, last trimester, first week of life. So we're talking about things like prematurity, stillbirth rates, and things like that. Those are the things that are interested in that first week of life. Or even children who die. No. Yeah. Only one person is very much there. That's person. Thank you. God bless. I did very good. Don't do so much. Yeah. Well, you never think. And it's what we should early in the for quite a time. When you feel love, you feel angry. It's not people wake up to go on the policies. Then you have no other time. All right. Great. Next slide. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. So, by the way, I have sent the article to the organizer, so they can send it. Please drop it in the WhatsApp, and then I don't know how they will get it, so that they can go back and look at it again and again and again, just to reinforce what I'm saying. So let's quickly go through how thorough they were. So if you look at, I'm sorry, this is a bit small. I'm going to read it out for you. So identification, they looked at all the COVID-19 research databases, they looked at deadline, they looked at everything, and they found 971 articles on this topic. They also looked at registries, they looked at websites, they looked at citation one. All right. Now, they then removed. So if you go there, they removed 406 because they were duplicated reports. You know how they will publish it and then it's on the websites, or to be, you know how Google will flag it again. So they removed all duplicated reports. So, and that left them with 578 reports on COVID vaccine and all that. They excluded 524. Either because they were not randomized control trials, for whatever reason, they excluded them and they gave reasons. They were now left with 54 randomized control trials, and they then subjected them to further eligibility criteria. They now excluded 31. Either the study design or people, the outcomes were not what they were interested in. Unsuitable intervention, unsuitable population, also one that's hospital, and they were left with 23 reports they included in their systematic review. So you can see how thorough they were, from almost 1,000, and they came down to 23. And they gave reason and all that why well, that is detailed by the paper. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, great. So let's go to the results. Overall effectiveness. Oh, by the way, this was an mRNA vaccine. Paper. So 3 of those papers looked at mRNA, the outcome of overall effectiveness. And you can see each of those 3. Their whisker or their confidence interval did not reach the line of no effect, showing that the use of vaccines was quite effective in pregnant women from getting COVID. Vaccines preventing from getting COVID or getting severe effect of COVID. It showed that it was very significant. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. So, what are the outcomes they were looking for? So, the first top 3, and this is small, but the article I'm sending to you. The top 3 looked at prematurity at 37 weeks, 34 weeks, and 32 weeks. And you can see, if you go to the diamond, it touches and crosses the line of no effect. What does that tell us? Vaccine did not increase having preterm babies. It did not affect. So it don't mean that oh, if you get the vaccine, you're going to have premature baby. That's what it shows. So that is a beneficial thing. And the vaccine was not associated with an increased amount of premature delivery. And the bottom, go to the bottom one. The bottom was about stillbirths. That bottom one was about stillbirths. Again, the vaccine was not associated with increased amount of stillbirths from those who did not use the vaccine. Right? Next slide. So how can we interpret this paper on COVID-19 and vaccination during pregnancy? When I read the paper, I had some critique. They did not report on the bad things. You know, we talked about all the bad things we talked about. They didn't report on all this. So, either that there was some bad things that they wanted, I don't know. But they did not report it. So, despite that, it was quite conclusive that mRNA vaccine were effective in pregnant women. There was no greater negative effects with its use either on the mother, pregnancy, or her baby. So what is the meaning? This is where policymakers will be very interested in the paper. So if you look at care, we have evidence that purchasing and receiving vaccines, especially the vaccine that remember a number of us did not take that vaccine for various reasons. Either we believe that it was Bill Gates' effort to sterilize African or I didn't take that thing can power an entire house without any report. It was so on. So when you have a mother come to you, your obstetrician, I'm pregnant, and I say, I don't want to have COVID, I don't want to die, whatever it is. Can I take it fast? Based on evidence I have, you can take it safely and you can build very effective medicine. So when I say that emotion, there's no need to it because you can get it by yourself by the way. The way I see all this information from reading, a patient going to be telling you what to do. I don't have any other those. They come and you want to give them their food because I want this was don't give it to me. For instance, a founder, if you wanted to go to a founder, they will come from a married vaccine, it sets down funding. Why do I fund you? I already have the evidence that mRNA vaccine works. It brings me to the question of Dr. Lawala. That supposing I say that COVID is mutating, or I believe that this other vaccine works better than mRNA. So if your study was about using another or a newer type of vaccine, possible funding, or there should be a reason to fund because it's not what we know. But if you're talking about, I want to ask a question, I want to do a systematic review on mRNA vaccine, pregnancy, what should I fund? I don't. I'll tell you, sorry, can't fund you. Okay? And for the question there's an assumption that this virus does not mutate to a more or less virulent form. By the way, I think that COVID has almost transformed into an endemic virus that we feel. Yes. That's not what happened. Yes. 90% of will have to know and not doctor. Small adaptation. Take lemongrass and peace. And you know. So I won't go and get a vaccine just because if they are mutated to that. But if it is still that disease that has caused so much havoc over the world, and it mutates into something more virulent, then clearly a vaccine that protects you more is better than nothing at all. But really, as I said, information is dynamic. Something is dynamic. The systematic review that published 2 years ago, you need to update it. And that's another thing that some of these organizations, they actually help you update your systematic review. Especially in light of newer and more recent evidence. Let me quickly introduce the topic collaboration that I'm familiar with. It's an international level of individuals and institutions that maintaining and extending systematic review of the effect of vaccination. Founded in 1993 in Oxford, UK, and is named after Archbishop for all the pioneers. Evidence is now out there. Next slide. That's their logo. And I'm sure, have you seen this logo before? Yeah. Great. There's a small story behind that logo. Next slide, please. That logo, as you can recognize, is a forest plot. The T is corporate collaboration. There's no grammar about that. That's straightforward. Now, the story about that logo, that's an interesting story. It is the forest plot of a review on the use of steroids in preterm labor. And this systematic review was done in 1989. And the pool results, and as you can see, this small red diamond at the bottom of that systematic review. Go to the previous slide to make it bigger, just for example. You can see that red diamond at the bottom. Go back. Right. The pool results of the systematic review of those studies, that are about 7 or 8 studies, show that these steroids to men who are in preterm labor significantly reduced babies dying by 32%. First study was published in 1972. Now, 17 years for the time. Imagine they have started killing steroid pregnant women. Thousands of babies have survived. Remember, we talked about timeliness. So, if you see a trend, the earlier you do a systematic review, the better. For helping doctors, nurses, pharmacists, whoever needs that information, not that make better informed choices. Next slide. Right. So again, I'm very involved in corporate Nigeria. So corporate Nigeria, I'm sure Fortune knows Professor Very Good. The University of Calabar is the director of corporate Nigeria. There's corporate South Africa. If you go to their websites, they are always advertising trainings for Ireland systematic, and they have those support the training. Before they would support children in South Africa or going to Calabar. Now a lot of these trainings can be done online. So, but it's really free if you get involved. So there are places where you can get. So it's not a matter of just being identifying with just this African community of systematic users. You can identify as many people that can get involved. I know people who did systematic review for their master's and their PhD. I know, because it is that rigorous. I met at the conference in Canada, I met an Australian woman who did her PhD on a series of systematic reviews for her PhD. So it is that rigorous, and you can use it. And again, these things are available. Yes, any questions? Any last questions? And please go to the chat, if there are any things on the chat, I can answer the questions. Yes. Happy God bless you that I didn't answer.
the question is, please could you elaborate on the procedure for association with prosperity?
Okay, so it's if you go to the website, you can explain how you can. There's a process. All right, so don't go to the website. Just click on Google Prof in caps. Otherwise, you think it's a proper of Shakespeare. Midsummer's Night Dream. So it's not that very want. Yeah, so there is a process. And I'm sure the African community also have their own platform for registering protocols. So, yes.
Two questions.
Yes, please.
When you were taking us through to how to start, you mentioned searching, team development, but there's something you said about problem matter experts. So I don't really understand how to go about that. What do you mean by the subject matter experts?
Right.
That was the one. But second is, so I was just looking at submitting results after getting your data together, looking at the books. You know, we noticed in that example, I think it was in the last one, first time, improve our extension. We notice on this side that we have, which according to the interpretation with the effective side, that we have over
That's what she's talking about. Let's go back. Right there.
okay. So that we have a line of no effect there with effect. So
no, there's only one line. That's the line of no effect. Only the one coming down, off down, that ends up at one.
okay. So the ones on this side, where you have those boxes that determine the weight or the quantity of the data.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do you now, like you are the one that did this research, have some, many of them that you will say they belong to this, that agree. Then you have those one down that are now saying no. So what will be your expert opinion? Because I know for systematic review, you always conclude based on this particular law. So how do you do that when you are completing on your results?
So thank you very much for the question. Let me quickly answer. The first one, our team experts and content experts. Remember, when I started, I said, when you have the question, when you know the question you want to ask, right, to determine who belongs to your team. I give an example, right? I was doing something related to newborn. Half of the people I will put together, if I'm the initiating author, will be an obstetrician and the pediatrician whose expertise is the newborn, call them gynecologist or perinatologist. I gave another example that if you were asking a question that has to do with effectiveness, whether it's cost effectiveness of something, apart from having of drugs, apart from having a clinician who uses that drug, or who's familiar with that drug or its use, like for example, if I bring up the hypertension, I get a cardiologist, I get a pharmacologist, I get a pharmacist, or especially clinical pharmacist, by the way, to be more specific. Or somebody who is a pharmaco, who are the pharmacists that deal with genetics and focus. I think we will share. And the people get a healthy common on that team. So the team depends on the question. Right. So it doesn't answer the question. So it's not one size fits all. And I really joke about it, but I'm serious. If I had a team that had only my friends, Shola, Williams, Abba, and this man here is my new friend. And we have no expertise. Apart from that, there's nothing common apart from my friends. That's why we don't go anywhere, scared in water. So they don't want to get anything because they have no expertise. Back to your second question, this one. When I was explaining the forest laws, I said the forest law is a meta-analysis of the first subject, which you have put through a process of analysis. The most important thing in that forest law is the diamond and bottom. That diamond and bottom is the summary of all the individual studies and has come to a conclusion, a very clear conclusion, that the use of probiotics is beneficial because it is completely on one side of the line of effect and does not touch it. So it's significantly in favor of using probiotics in antibiotic applications. Go back to the COVID study, where the diamond, so this is very categorical, probiotics is used in antibiotic, it's not every kind of diarrhea. It's not every kind of diarrhea. It's very specific. Antibiotic associated diarrhea, and you get it sometimes by saying pharmacists will recognize or some of these repellents that are still diarrhea. Use them to have diarrhea, some of these anti-cancer drugs. And so we will address that one. Antibiotics. We don't recommend probiotics to children diarrhea. So there's a study that people that probiotics child diarrhea. That's a different. Go to the foreign ones. No, it's COVID on. No, we're going back. Forward. Good, stop. This is one of the effectiveness of COVID vaccine. You can see the summary, the diamond at the bottom, is clearly on one side, on the left side of the line of the effect. So it suggests this FR suggests that if the mRNA vaccine people in pregnant women. Go to the next slide. When it came to negative effects, you can see the summary diamonds. Whether it is premature babies at 37 weeks, 35 weeks, 34 weeks, 32 weeks, the diamond touching and crossing the line of no effect, meaning the use of vaccine, mRNA vaccine, works. So it's a negative outcome. I don't want premature babies when I'm pregnant. I don't want stillbirths when I'm pregnant. So what this tells me is that the vaccine is not associated with having more stillbirths or more premature babies because it touches and crosses the line of it. And that's a good thing. If what I was looking for was something beneficial and it touched the line, then, okay, let me give you an example. Blood pressure less. I did a systematic review and I find that this blood pressure drug did not reduce blood pressure. And how I saw that because diamonds touched it across the line of the effect. That blood pressure level because it does not reduce. It's what I want. Okay, so that is the explanation of the summary that it is. Okay, sorry, how much time do we have left? I think we're spending up. So we'll just do 2 more comments and questions.
Why is there concerning the pregnant women? I was thinking of I just what about the problem of the dead pregnant. Obviously, I've said the result of the systematic because when we compare, COVID came on board on 2020.
Yeah.
If babies were born, baby by Because the end of the day, that maybe there's a have for them to conclude. And then I think, why did the vaccine come on board? Why did people start taking vaccine? I mean, the period is so short and the federal, I don't think they have too much data. Again, they don't have an observation.
That's a good observation. Because again, that will come to your critique. How many studies, how many participants they do your study? If you find that actually you did only, and we can get that, so so let me look at it. Let me answer that question for you. So top one. The first study. Okay, so the first study in 2021 studied a total of 36,000 women. Liquid, the next study, go to the what is the total? 399 women. No, it's up. Go to the no. Yeah, right. Gold City studied 1,400. The total number of participants, go to the way you say total 95% confidence interval, was 369,000 women. Now tell me, is that not enough? Yeah. But it is more center studies, probably. So maybe not one center. All right, so there is no reason for to doubt the validity of their report. We have studied enough women. If I did a study and I had 1,000, I would try. I would say I've tried. These studies, that is total. But if you look at the individual offers, the ones that were smaller, right, would be different. And that's probably why their confidence level touches the line. The big studies like the LinkedIn study was very clear. And that's what we're trying to say. All right, okay. Last one. Rose, what do we do? We have to go on, and we're out of time. Dr. Florence, what do we do? People have their hands up, and we're out of time. 4 people now. And there's people online. Okay, there's also panel stuff. One online, one good.
Okay. Somebody suggesting that we all have their question. I think they are still on which then I answer was.
Okay. So that's online. So please look at the online questions and see if there's any similarity I can take to notes.
My question is how do you carry out which kind of research?
No, this is okay. Let me answer that. That's not for this. I would not be putting an observational research because it's part of the review.
It's a form of observational research.
Oh, I see. Oh, no, it's a form of research where you are taking, you're not the one, you didn't do your original primary research. You are not doing that, you do it. But you have data there and taking an observation. And we have, can still be effective observing. So it's not as if an observational study, no. I apologize if I made that.
Thank you, Prof, for the lecture. So, on the medical rights, some of us here are professional. I'm using research, systematic digital review. What kind of statistical tool can those of us on street use? Can we use SPSS, Excel, and if yes, please how? Then, sorry, you also mentioned that we can use it for our PhD project and all that. Can we also combine this method with qualitative study?
And PhD is very robust investigation. And you can use multiple methodologies. It depends on the question you are asking. And of course, one of the characteristics of the PhD is they're not asking one question. They're asking a series of questions. And using different methodologies, answer those series of questions. Come on, one complete topic. Like I told you, I know a woman who used systematic control aspects, interrogations. All right. I apologize if I have not used an appropriate example. I did ask the organizer, Dr. Florence, then I said, who am I to ask? So I can use, I even asked him this morning, who are my participants? So I can use that. So I thought, okay, who of it? Who is vaccine hesitant in the social science matter? So, in a way, what we even medicine now know, and thank you for those who asked about the team, we're finding that what we're talking about behavior, what wants to change in the team. We're in the right place. We're in the right place. So, if your question is about behavior, and you needed a systematic review to answer, say, health seeking behavior. All right, so let me ask you a question that maybe is appropriate. Why do women visit traditional attendants rather than hospital or antenatal and delivery? Now, if I did a study, so you can answer that question. They are going to be looking at our studies that have compared women who attend hospitals, women who attend CPAs. What are the outcomes? Choice. Satisfaction. No, outcomes. So outcomes. So what outcomes do you be interested in? So if I was a sociologist, what determines choosing the place? So choosing the place for antenatal is different from sleep. The only way you will be a woman is completely the entire process. She delivers place where she gets antenatal privately out. What's the outcome of the pregnancy? How will we be gender preference in Africa as an online investigation. You can answer any question. F.E.A. are just practical tools. They are just start the tools for applying data. How nothing. It's statistical software for systematic reviews, for meta-analysis, things like Redman, software. Those SPSS is for primary analysis. Anything online. So for that was let me
that's answer. It was action on the software that can be used for the
Redman. So please go to the one more. Fine.
We have very much on the incentives. Let me ask, like, what's your view on using software like Ryan or what kind of okay.
Well, you have the answer. Okay, great.
Yes. Then secondly, the examples you give us were like maybe clinical related something, but like it's possible to no, I'm clinical. Okay, but I'm just asking, like it's possible to use a systematic review for like global health research, like probably updates of some kind of disease in low and middle income countries.
If you go back to the slide on diagnostic, screening, prevention, treatment, there are things you can do to Because of what you're asking. So global health may be about prevention. I'm just thinking, or screening, hepatitis screening, or HIV screening, or COVID screening. So if it has global health applicability, it makes your strategy more valuable. So if I can apply the results of the systematic review to a more global budget, perfect. Traditional birth attendants can have applicability in America. No, so you do like Madame wants to do about health seeking behavior, why people go to traditional birth attendants. I'm sure you have to reapply maybe in Nigeria. I'm not even sure Rwanda is free today. So I know the audience for how, since you're a global health person, the audience way, so your review must have applicability. Brian.
The articles, areas of school, where is school?
Then you can go to entrance, that makes me sure. So, it's like, keep going. Actually, I want to conclude. Yeah. Okay. As I conclude, thank you very much for all the questions. Systematic reviews are rigorous and scientifically sound. It's now being regarded published or an original research or academic journal. Doing a systematic review is a continuous iterative process. Evidence is never final. It forms the basis of evidence-based medicine or healthcare and integral parts in improving clinical or health practice. References are there. Appreciation, deadline. So let me thank the community for systematic reviews in partnership with the International Network for Advancing Science Policy and Dr. Flores in Kemekuni, pharmacist, department of faculty of pharmacy for inviting me. You should have chosen many people in this lecture. I don't know why they are choosing. But for whatever reason, I can't have. Everyone, and online for being very exciting. Thank you.
We are very excited because we have the best man. We are privileged to be more than privileged. They gave us the not an introduction of the man review and data analysis. And we feel like continuing the question, what if we have come for the 5 days training? Thank you very much, Prof. So without this time, we're going for our health. We have been sitting down for long. So when we go out, we stretch your leg, you let's walk, and you grab your tea, coffee, whatever. Please, not online. Kindly grab your cup of tea. On my behalf, thank you very much. We'll come back in 15 minutes. Thank you. Help me. I want to remind you all that after the health break, we have a panel discussion. We are privileged to have professors, assistant professors, doctors, and pioneers of NGOs that are going to discuss about systematic review. So all of your questions is very there. It's going to be a detailed session. And I bet you're going to enjoy it. So after the done break, you have another discussion. Thank you.